Welcome back, everybody. 2 monster videos in a row? Oh dear lord, Brandon's gone insane! But seriously, these 2 are newly released. As you can see in front of you, I have the Monster Black Label series. This is a brand new series from Monster that I don't know if it's replacing anything. It's kind of replacing the Reserve line because I know they're getting rid of that. But I don't know that it's taking its place per se, or if it's just something to be there since they're getting rid of another line. I don't really know. I know Electric Blue, I'm pretty sure is a brand new flavor. It's not a Reserve flavor, I know that, and it's not any other flavor that I know. Orange Dreamsicle is a Reserve flavor, but I don't know that that's a telltale sign of anything. Now, one thing I'd like to point out about these is the new can design, because I'm sure you can already tell, being a new series, this has a new can design from Monster, and it's not all that typical for Monsters to have printed cans, or at least not flat printed cans. Now, I know the Juice line has that, and a lot of them do, but usually it's like the Ultras and things like that that have textured cans. I don't think they're sleeves. I think they are still printed, but they have texture on them, and I think that's really cool. Kind of sucks that these ones don't have it, but I think these are more of like a baseline series. You know, they're not something going up. I mean, I don't know if you could say that Ultra's going up because you're getting rid of the sugar there, but the point is that these are kind of a baseline series. But I've also heard that these are unlike most other Monsters in that they taste a lot different. So that's what we're here to find out. Now, we'll start off with Electric Blue, because this is the first one I saw. I randomly saw a picture of this one day. I was like, I don't think I've seen that one before. And then I came to find out that it's a new flavor. It was also the first one I found in person, so I'm going to try it first. Now, I don't know what to expect from this. You know I don't like Monster, so I expect not to like it very much. But it is supposed to taste different, and on top of that, I don't know that Monster's made a blue raspberry flavor before, or at least not one that I've tried. So, I'm hoping for something great from this. Let's find out. Ow, hurt myself there. I mean, it looks kind of blue. Smells just straight up like toothpaste. I don't even know how else to describe the smell. It just smells like toothpaste. Hopefully that's not reflected in the taste. Dear God. Let's find out. Bottoms up. Okay. Alright. Sorry, Monster. I was unfamiliar with your game. Now, if I had to describe the flavor, I think it's exactly what I envision a blueberry cream Monster would taste like. It's got a lot of that creamy flavor on the back end. It's not super strong, but it is very noticeable. And then in the front, you know, it doesn't taste like blue raspberry at all to me. It tastes like blueberry. So I think that's really nice. Now, on the can, you can see it says shockingly smooth, which I think is very accurate because there is pretty much no carbonation in there. And that works out in its favor for once because there is none of that Monster Energy piss flavor, which is great. I know that flavor is caused by the Monster Energy blend. I don't know if that's in here because I didn't read much of the can. I just kind of bought it and then drank it. But it's surprisingly good for a Monster. So that being said, it's getting a 7.5 out of 10 on the Brandometer. You know, pretty high for a Monster. But I think this is pretty good. And if the Black Label is a new mainstay series, this could end up being good. Now, I don't want to get too ahead of myself because I haven't had the Orange Dreamsicle yet, but we're off to a pretty good start with the Electric Blue, and I think Monster actually did a pretty good job on this one. Next up, Orange Dreamsicle. Now, I did read the can, and it does have the Monster Energy blend, but they must have done something different to it this time, and I don't feel like comparing it to other flavors. But like I said, you can't really taste it, so I have high hopes for this Orange Dreamsicle. Now, orange cream is a very common flavor in energy drinks. Ghost makes one, C4 makes one, Alani makes one, And, you know, Monster already had the orange Dreamsicle Reserve. Now there's this one. There's probably another one made by Monster. Pretty much every brand has one. I don't know which one is the best just yet. But we're going to find out if this may be a new king. That being said, let's crack her open. Woo! Good crack on that one. Doesn't really have much of a color. But does it have a smell? Wow, that smells like a creamsicle. Like, spot on with the smell. So, pretty good. But, does the smell translate to the flavor? Let's find out. Bottoms up. Wow. Okay, so we're definitely on a good streak with these black labels. Much like the blueberry one, or what is it called? Electric Blue. I'm just going to call it blueberry because that's what it tastes like. This has an even stronger creamy flavor. And it says wickedly creamy on the can. That really checks out because that cream flavor is very, very prevalent. And it actually kind of overpowers the orange. But that's okay. Now, I will say this. I do taste a little bit of that Monster piss in there. Mainly that's what that orange flavor is. But it's actually not that bad this time around. Like, it's noticeable, but I kind of don't think about it because not only does the cream flavor cover it up, but it's a lot less strong. And I think that actually kind of creates a very citrusy flavor of its own. So this really works out. This is definitely comparable to the C4 creamsicle one and the Monster, or whatever it is, Ghost Orange Cream. I'm getting all my brands confused here. This is a very comparable one to most of those, and it actually tastes pretty good. I don't know which one I prefer here. I think this one's a little bit better, though. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I just think it's that good. I probably wouldn't ever buy it again. I know 8 out of 10 usually means, like, oh, I'll probably have this all the time. I don't think I would ever buy it again because there are plenty of drinks that I prefer over this one. But it is pretty good, and if someone gave it to me, I would definitely drink it. Only 160 milligrams of caffeine, not exactly my preferred amount. You know, I need to have at least 200 in order to function like a normal human. But I think this actually works out. And if I were to drink 2 of these, I think I'd be pretty good for the day. I have to say, as the Monster anti-connoisseur, these are both surprisingly good. And I think Monster did a really good job with these. Now, if they could just follow in these drinks' footsteps and keep making ones that taste like this with little to no Monster piss flavor, and, you know, if they, I don't know, maybe add more carbonation for some flavors. These are both very low carbonated, if at all. And that's okay, because they taste really good on their own, and they don't need to have that carbonated flavor to them. So, I think these work out. I would love to see this Black Label series continue because I actually feel pretty good about where this could go from here. So far, I'm feeling pretty good about it. Good job, Monster.